Hey everybody, how's it going? We are No Bones About Wrestling. I'm your host Asa. Right down there is my permanent co-host Kay Fabulous.
Hey.
And over here, I did it the right way. Over there is Wolf joining us tonight. And this is our AEW All In preview and prediction show. It's finally here, All In, which seems to be by all accounts, AEW's WrestleMania. Tony Khan hasn't come out and said that, obviously, but I mean, last year with 81,000, with 81,000 fans last year, with 55,000 this year. I mean, it's their biggest show, and of course, last year was the biggest wrestling show in history that had paid attendance. That's the thing.
Can we just call it the Super Bowl instead of the WrestleMania?
Okay.
I don't like the comparison.
Say Faz B says hopefully Shane shows up.
Oh, interesting. I have not heard anyone say that before.
Not me, man. Personally, I want to see the McMahons as far away from AEW as they can get.
Yeah.
But that's me.
He is my favorite McMahon, though. But still, that's like my favorite. I don't know, murderer.
Murderer.
I'm just saying, like out of a group of people that I don't really like at all, he's like the least offensive.
Oh, okay. I thought they were saying Shane McMahon is a murderer or something.
No, I'm not saying that at all. Sorry. Terrible way of phrasing that, my bad.
So Fazby says Shane and MJF segment will be fun. Yeah, it definitely would be.
That's true.
Definitely would be.
It would be.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I think about all that.
I only want him to come if he can bring the "Here Comes the Money" song with him, because that's my favorite part of Shane McMahon is his entrance.
Shane McMahon's done some crazy stuff. He was European champion at one point in WWE. So he is a pretty good wrestler, actually. All right, let's get to it. So tonight we're doing our predictions. And Kay, would you grab that? To your left.
Oh.
So the winner at the pay-per-view, whoever gets the most predictions correct is the No Bones About Wrestling predictions champion. So Wolf actually is currently the champion, but he doesn't live with us, so we did not mail him the belt. So Wolf is the champion, though.
Yes.
So we'll see if he can defend it. And let me ask you before we start one thing: there's 2 0-hour matches, right, Wolf?
2? I see only one.
I thought I saw 2 somewhere
today. Like you
the
thought
other one
today?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I saw something about one getting added today, but
well, here, I'll look on Twitter real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was also in and out of sleep a lot, so I don't know.
All in 0. Well, in the meantime, yeah, we could just.
Just one.
Just a mixed tag, as far as I see.
All right, let's just go with it.
The Outrunners are hosting the All In live stream on payperview.com. That's pretty fun.
Might be something to check out. Yeah, and we'll be doing a live stream of it. Okay, you're off the screen.
I know. I went off the screen.
So I
can check Twitter.
Sorry. We'll be doing a live stream here. I'm not sure. We'll make an announcement because the 0 hour is actually 2 hours, and it starts at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't know if we want to do like 6 hours.
I think it starts at 12, but I could be wrong. I thought it would start at.
I'm pretty sure it starts at 11, but I'm not 100% sure.
Let me see.
We'll see. But the pay-per-view starts at 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Watch our X account.
Oh,
and we'll have
I guess it does start at 11.
Yeah, we'll have an announcement about when we're going to start Sunday. All right, and let's get to it. Let's say Faz B says, yeah, Ricochet signs multi-year deal with AEW. Yep. Yeah, I just heard about that. That's awesome news. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, definitely.
Yeah, and he's rumored to be making the trip to London for All In.
Yeah, that's awesome. I assume he would show up in that gauntlet match,
Mm-hmm.
But We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm glad he's gonna go wild in AEW, man. Can't
Yeah.
wait to see it. Can't wait. I can't wait to see like Ricochet versus Hologram. You know.
I love when people from WWE come to AEW because I feel like it's like when you have a kite and you're like holding it back, and then all of a sudden there's like a really good gust of wind, so you just like let it fly, you know, and it just goes crazy. That's how the wrestlers are that get here from
Yeah,
WWE, in my
I
experience.
mean,
Like
the
once they
thing was,
arrive, they're like, I can do what I want, and then they just do, and it's awesome.
yeah, I am still skeptical on how, because I feel like with Ricochet, in my eyes, I feel like he needs to immediately be put in main events. He needs to be booked like Osprey, basically. Anything less, and it's not good enough.
I agree. Yeah.
If he wins the gauntlet, it like automatically puts him in.
Oh yeah,
the top
automatically
tier.
just gives like a good look for Ricochet. But
Let's see. Fans B saying Ricochet versus Sammy. Good old indie days. I need to look that up. I've not seen Ricochet wrestle Sammy personally.
Guevara?
I assume he means Sammy Guevara. Yeah.
That's cool.
That
yeah,
must be a great match. I would
Yeah.
I'm gonna search for that.
um,
All right, let's start with the All In card. We've been here long enough. Here we go. 0 hour, and we're just going in kind of the order I think they may go. You know, who knows? I think Swerve and Danielson is last, and the 0 hours first, and who knows about the rest.
yeah.
So we're having a mixed tag team match. The CMLL Women's Champion, Willow Nightingale, teams up with Tomohiro Ishii of the conglomeration, and they're taking on former TBS champion Chris Statlander and her manager, Stokely Hathaway.
And we got a new, according to the wiki, we have a new stipulation. The winning team will choose the stipulation of the match between Willow and Statlander at All Out.
Yeah,
So
thank
it
you. I
seems
couldn't
like
remember what that
Willow
was.
versus- yeah, so it seems like Willow versus Statlander for the CMLL title is at All Out.
Yeah, because she won. Chris won a eliminator match.
All right, so Kay, ladies first. Who's winning?
So I'm just gonna say now before we get started with all of these, this is like the hardest pay-per-view, hardest time I've had predicting a pay-per-view. This is like the most unsure I think I've ever been, especially like recently, because up until Wolf stole my belt, I was on a roll. But like almost every match, like I could see it going either way in some way, not for all of them, but almost all of them. So like it makes sense to give the heels the ability to pick the stipulation, but I don't think you should have two wrestlers be beat by one wrestler and a manager. Like I think the two actual wrestlers should come out victorious, and that is the only reason why I picked Willow and Ishii.
Well, you know, they might be beaten by a wrestler, a manager, and a steel chair, or a wrestler, a manager, and a table. You know, who knows?
Well, wouldn't that be
Yeah.
disqualification? Is this like a no DQ match?
I don't think it's no DQ. I'm just saying, it could be behind the ref's
Are you
back.
saying I should change my mind?
No, I'm just pointing out that I don't think it's that ridiculous a thing for a manager to win in a mixed tag match. You know.
Okay, I'm gonna switch my mind because I
Well,
want to
Stokely
root for
has
Stokely.
wrestled
I'm gonna change
before.
my pick. I'm changing it. I'm changing it to Stokely and Statlander because I love Stokely Hathaway so much that I really wanted to pick him. Okay, good. I'm picking Stokely.
Okay.
I mean,
Now
it's
it's
not
my turn.
Stokely's first match. So
It's like
yeah,
anytime we've done these prediction shows and I've changed my mind on the show, my first pick has always been right. But I'm gonna stick with it. Okay.
uh,
All right, Wolf. Who you got?
I will also pick Statlander and Stokely. I think there's not really any reason for Willow and Ishii to win, especially since I have a feeling Nightingale's gonna retain at All Out. So I think Statlander and Stokely could. They're probably gonna cheat anyway, so they'll probably win.
I agree with everything Wolf said. That was pretty much what I was going to say. Yeah, no reason for the faces to win. The heels will make a stipulation. Willow will retain it all out. Those are all the things I expect too. Um, So yeah, I think that's the way they'll go. Who knows? We may be pleasantly surprised. But so we all picked Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway.
Sometimes I forget things when I think about wrestling, like that it's predetermined and that people cheat all the time and it's fine.
Right.
It's nice to be reminded of things like that.
All right, and now we'll head to the main card. And I got the FTW title match coming first.
Interesting.
And of course, Chris Jericho of the Learning Tree, or he is the Learning Tree, and
Yeah.
I believe that's that faction's name. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, the faction is called the Learning Tree.
So he's defending against two-time former FTW champion Hook. And one thing to note, before this match, Jericho's band Fozzy is going to perform.
No.
So they performed his entrance theme last year at All In, and this year I don't know what they're gonna play, because he doesn't come out to Judas anymore. So we'll see.
That might still be a Fozzy song that he comes out to, like an
Yeah, it could be
instrumental
something.
Fozzy, because like it
I
would be.
think they've
Yeah.
the Learning Tree theme, Jericho's theme is now like it has that like I'm the Learning Tree intro, and then I think it goes into a Fozzy song that I don't.
I think it'd be
know.
weird to be like in a band that like most people know and then not do your own entrance music.
Right. Yeah. All right. So here, let's start with Wolf this time. Who you got in this one?
I mean, yeah, this is the match I'm least excited for. This is like bathroom break match, other than one other. Yeah, Hook has been in this division for like 2 years. He doesn't need it. Move on. Jericho wins.
Okay.
I have Hook winning.
Wow.
I don't think Jericho needs to win. I think Hook needs his belt back. I don't think he's quite like. I don't know, after this feud with Jericho, if he loses this feud in the end, I don't see a big reason why he should move on to other things if he can't even do this. But plus, I think since it's an FTW rules match, I think Bad Apple and Big Bill are going to get involved, and I think Samoa Joe and Shibata are going to come and like squelch that, and then Hook's going to, on his own, defeat Jericho.
Yeah, I got Hook in this one, winning the FTW title for a third time. Yeah, like Kay said, I don't, Hook needs to win way more than Jericho needs to win, and that would be, of course, that would be Hook's biggest win of his career, of course, beating Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to this match. Not as much as some of the other matches, of course, but I'm interested to see how this is going to go, Jericho and Hook.
I mean, for me, the way I see it, like if Hook would lose this feud and like loses, like move on from the FTW title, I would have. But yeah, I said yesterday, just reignite the rivalry with Jack. Just do Jack and Hook again for the TNT title.
That'd be cool too.
That'd be good.
That interview Jericho had a couple days ago, it was funny, when he was saying, responding to the "please retire" chants that people do. He said,
Yeah.
"I'm nowhere near retiring." He's like, "I got a 6-pack. I'm still," which he does. He's like, "and I'm still good in the ring, and I still got a great mind for the business, and I still have fun. So
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near quitting." He said, "Why would I let people tell me to stop something that I'm so good at?" I mean, that's a
Yeah.
great mindset to have, Yeah, don't let the haters stop you. If you love something, if you want to do something, fucking do it, So I loved hearing that. That was a great response from Jericho, I thought.
Yeah. Especially since Jericho's like not really that washed compared to like other wrestlers. Like he's not Goldberg. He's not like I would say Paul White. Like like he's not like that old. Like he's old, yes, but he's not like a problem.
Wolf dropping the Goldberg and Big Show burns over here. Like it.
DJSB, what's up? Saying Jericho is the funniest. Yeah, definitely. He's surely one of the funniest wrestlers I've ever seen, if not the funniest. Yeah, he has a great comic mind and a great wrestling mind, and it served him well over his years. Yeah. So yeah, I had Hook, Kay had Hook, and Wolf had Jericho. And the one condition of this match, if pardon me, if Hook loses this match, he does not get another chance at the FTW title while Jericho has it. So this is it for Hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Next, we got the AEW World Trios title 4-way ladder match. We've got the Patriarchy, the champions, taking on the Bang Bang Gang, former champions, the House of Black, former champions, and a team I think we've only seen like once or twice before. I think this might be a spoiler for Collision.
Oh yeah,
It
we're
is.
gonna spoil Collision.
If you haven't seen, well, we're gonna just spoil it because
Yeah.
we're still
Well,
gonna
it's
talk about the
between
match.
two
There's no way we
teams
can talk
either.
about it without spoiling it.
Do what, Wolf?
It is between two teams. It's like we already know the matchup. Like the matchup is official. It's confirmed. So it's one of those two teams. But yeah, we're about to spoil it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Sorry. So the fourth team that gets decided on Collision on Saturday, which is taped, is Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta. So Pac is kind of honorary Blackpool Combat Club for the
Yep.
night.
I'm so glad he's in All In. I was just like so upset that he
And
wasn't fighting against
it's
it.
obvious that what's it called? That last team would have been Death Triangle if Lucha Bros
Yeah,
didn't make.
that's what I thought. DJSB saying Jericho and Ralphus back in WCW. Yeah. In Jericho's first book, he talks about how he found Ralphus.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know, but Ralphus was a big, fat white dude, missing a bunch of teeth, balding, just looked terrible. And Jericho would make him wear like belly, way too short t-shirts. And then, he'd put like Ralphus, Jericho's security team on them. But this guy, Google a picture of Ralphus. But this guy, he was like a WCW like truck driver or like crap gear unloader, something like that. So Jericho just saw him and was like, I've got to put this dude on camera, and that became Ralphus, his bodyguard. So good for Ralphus. You hadn't made your pick, did you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
All right. This match is like probably the one match I'm like torn on. I wish it was House of Black, but I know it's gonna be Patriarchy.
I'm gonna go next if that's okay.
Yeah.
I did not choose Patriarchy. I chose the Bang Bang Gang.
No.
I think Patriarchy doesn't need it. They have Christian being like the chief dick over there. They don't need it for heat. Plus, I just want Luchasaurus to leave them really badly, and I think that would be harder if there were belts. So,
Yeah.
I picked the Bang Bang Gang. I think Jay White's gonna show up. Keep Mother Wayne maybe out of the equation. I'm doing lots of like this person's gonna show up and keep so and so from messing in the match.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not going to go to that well so many times, but I think he's all better at this point, and I want him to come back. So I'm going Bang Bang Gang.
I think there's maybe a Jay White sighting. I'm not sure who I'm for in this one. I love the House of Black, but Juice Robinson is so fun to watch wrestle and do his thing.
I love him.
But man, it's going to be a wild match, I think, with these 12 guys involved. This is going to be some killer stuff. May steal the show. Maybe the match of the night. We'll see. I predict though, so we're each going to have different predictions. Because I predicted the House of Black are going to take the belts. I just feel it. For some reason,
I would be such a happy man.
Yeah, I think they'll get them back. I think they've just been doing great work recently, and I feel like Tony Khan may reward that, and I think the patriarchy have other things they can deal with and should be dealing with.
Yeah.
Christian should be doing some single stuff, and I think Nick Wayne should be doing some single stuff as well.
And they should free Luchasaurus.
I feel like that's coming soon.
It has to be.
I feel like it's coming
They've
soon.
been teasing it since Luchasaurus had the, what belt was that? TNT belt, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and they just keep teasing it, and they got me so good that night when he presented the
Right.
trios belts, and like I thought when he gave it to Mother Wayne instead of Luchasaurus, like Luchasaurus was like reaching to grab him, and stupid House of Black made the lights turn out. I originally had picked House of Black, and then I decided to go with my heart, which is Juice Robinson all the way. So
Okay.
I do think Jay will show up. Yeah. I'd be bold enough to predict that Jay actually what's it called? Disclaimer: I don't condone this in any way. I think Jay might actually hit a Blade Runner or something on Mother Wayne.
that'd be cool.
I don't know. Maybe the crowd would pop huge for that.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Castellar Daniel Garcia, real quick, says the former Prince Puma in Lucha Underground, Ricochet, can now shine in AEW and have many great feuds. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be very exciting. He's one of the best in the world to me. So I can't wait. Yeah, cannot wait.
After that, we have the smartest comment I think any listener or viewer has ever said on our show.
So DJSB says, I agree with Kay. I guess he's talking about the Bang Bang Gang prediction,
so,
and maybe the Jay White returning.
And the love of Juice Robinson.
Yeah. All right. Agreeing with Kay, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about not talking about the gauntlet match really quickly?
Talk about not talking about it? I was going to talk about it later.
Oh, you told me we were picking for that.
We can.
Okay, got it. I did anyway, so that's fine.
I mean, we only know 5 people who are going to be in it, but we'll still pick. We can guess who's going to be in it, or pick one of those 5 guys. So
one that's not in it.
All right, next we got the AEW TNT title coffin match for that new Black and Blood TNT title that Jack Perry made. And so, yeah, Perry of the Elite is defending against former 2-time TNT champion Darby Allin. This should be a good one here. They've had a pretty good feud that's even involved Jack Perry ramming Darby with a car and Darby setting Jack Perry on fire.
Almost setting him on fire.
No, he actually
was on fire. Yeah.
Oh, and double
he almost set him on fire a second time.
Yeah.
Did you forget the flames?
I didn't forget.
I forgot about Anarchy in the Arena.
And Tony Khan immediately fleeing the vicinity.
I'll never forget when Darby Allin came out with a flamethrower. Like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen that in wrestling.
Yeah.
So here, Kay, why don't you go? Who's gonna be the TNT champion?
This might give away one of my later picks. Is that okay?
Yeah, you gotta tell us who you picked.
Well, I meant my reasoning. So I'm picking Jack Perry to retain. He just made that belt, and it's so cool, and I want them to take it away from him right away. That would be so sad because it's so awesome. I will be rooting for Darby Allin, but I think Jack Perry's going to retain. I'm already taking some belts away from the Elite Intent, and so I don't want to take them all away. So I'm leaving Jack Perry his belt so he can be an Elite member with a belt still. That way 2 of them can have belts and 2 won't.
Okay, I gotcha. So Wolf, what about you?
As great as he is with the TNT title, Darby no longer needs it. Jack is retaining. Darby has no chance of winning, I would say.
Yeah, I feel the exact same. Yeah, Darby doesn't need it. Jack Perry having that belt that he made, he hasn't had it long enough. And just like I said, having his own belt now, his own belt that he made.
Yeah.
I think let him run with it.
Sorry. Another part of my reasoning is that there's especially since now there's a legitimate chance that Darby will be world champion by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to
He
say
doesn't need
next.
the TNT belt.
Yeah, he has that world title shot September 25th at Grand Slam. That may be where he does it. I feel like they're going to give Darby a run, the same way they've given Swerve, or give him a run with it and see what happens. So I feel that'll happen. And so because of all that, yeah, Jack Perry retains, stuffs Darby in a coffin. And now I'll tell you this: some people, and Stephen Chambers calls Darby a crash test dummy, and he says Darby's going to win the TNT title. One thing of note, we reported on AEW Weekly. We said Sting had a post on X, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he said, talking about All In, he said, I'm going to be watching from somewhere, didn't
No,
he?
All In Texas next year.
No, next year.
Yeah.
Next
Oh,
year.
I'm
It's down
sorry.
the road from where he lives in Texas. He lives in Texas.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he said he'll be watching next year's from somewhere. So I think next year he might make an appearance.
So what do we think? What do we think of the possibility when Jack Perry goes to open the coffin, Sting pops out at him?
I don't know. It's too soon. I don't think
Too
so.
soon?
Yeah,
So,
but it's like one month. What month? This is August. He retired in March.
5 months ago?
Yeah.
Five, almost 6 months ago. Yeah.
No, I think if he appears on AEW television again, it will be at All In next year, and that will be the first time we see him.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I
Yeah.
just, I was
That's
just thinking about it. So Steven also said Darby wins at All In, talking about the TNT title, and Jack Perry gets it back at All Out. Maybe. They've played, flip flop with that belt before, so I
Mhm.
think they might not be afraid to do it again.
Yeah.
Steven also saying he guesses Adam Cole and Jamie Hayter both return at All In. That's another of the big questions. Yeah, how many people are returning?
I wrote down some questions about that for later.
Because there's a lot who are right at the point where they're ready to return now. So we'll see, and you can't put them all on there because
Yeah.
you can't have people get overshadowed, But
You have
you
to
can put a
have
couple
Jamie
on there.
You have to have her.
You have to have what?
You have to have Jamie Hayter.
Oh, I think
You
so.
have to.
Yeah.
Like, if she comes back ever, she needs to come back on Sunday.
It'd be criminal if she's like able to come back and we don't bring her back on Sunday.
Yeah.
So all right, up next, AEW TBS title match, and I think it'll be later on the card than this. Like I said, I just wrote in kind of a random order.
Mhm.
So we got the undefeated champion Mercedes Moné defending against former women's world champion Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And this is kind of a high profile matchup. I think Britt Baker is the most over woman that they have. I think she's the most popular woman that they have.
Over Tony?
No. Maybe. I think it's very close between those two. Tony may be number one, yeah, and Britt number two.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty close, but
I was gonna say Jamie,
this is gonna be a good
Jamie
match
is
here.
like more so performance wise. I'd say she's Jamie. I would say Jamie is like better performance wise than Britt, or than arguably over Tony too. But like, I guess gimmick like character wise, there's like more of a connection to Britt and Tony.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like just women who were actively wrestling right now. I didn't think
Oh.
Jamie.
I was
that
talking about women who are active right now.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
that works.
All right. So who? Kay, why don't you go first?
I have Mercedes Moné winning. Got 2 belts. She's gonna keep 2 belts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I think with as like huge as they've made her coming to AEW, is this her first like big pay-per-view defense? I can't remember last.
Well, we should print out the pay-per-view results. Like,
Forbidden
I
Door.
started with the 2018 pay-per-view, so.
who did she fight last?
Forbidden Door was the title for title. That's where she got both belts.
Oh, Stephanie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like her first double. I guess this is just for the TBS title though. So if she loses, she keeps the strong woman.
Yeah, but this is definitely her biggest match.
Yeah.
So far in AEW. Yeah.
Yeah. And as much as I'd like Britt Baker to win, yeah, I think it's too soon for her to lose those 2 belts. Plus, I think like if Jamie Hayter does come back, I think it's during this match, and I think if Monet wins, like I feel like there can be a good sort of women's tag battle. No, I'm not suggesting women's tag belts ever, ever, ever. But I'm just saying like we could have a cool like tag feud out of this if Jamie comes back.
All right. Wolf, what do you think on the TBS title match?
Outcome wise, I also agree Mercedes is winning. Why I'm going to say something different.
All right.
I do think Jamie comes back on Sunday, and I think she turns on Britt.
Oh yeah.
Like as soon as she comes back in England, she's turning on Britt.
Well, no, she's gonna. Well, no, she comes probably helps with Camille, and then turn on Britt afterward.
That sounds very
And
possible,
Mercedes
but very
wins.
disappointing. I haven't watched women's wrestling in AEW except for like 2 weeks when Jamie Hayter was wrestling because she got injured like right when I started watching the women's matches because we used to fast forward through those. Don't think we're terrible people. We saw some women's matches and they were not very good.
Yeah.
And we judged the entire division based on that and we shouldn't have. And we learned from our mistakes. But so I haven't seen Jamie Hayter wrestle very much. So I cannot wait for her to come back because I've heard like nothing but ravings about her from people, and I'd like to see them backed up.
It's very good.
Yeah. I've watched her, and like when I started watching AEW, she was still around, and when she was champion, it was very clear like she was, like at the time she was easily the best woman on the roster. She like, and which is hilarious because she was like kind of always teaming up with Britt, even though she was also women's world champion. But she easily surpassed Britt. Like it was easy to see that. Like she was easily better than Britt, and people understood that too.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I'm gonna agree with both of y'all and say Mercedes retains. She stays undefeated and gets the win over Britt Baker. I'm almost sure it's gonna be an underhanded win. Like we're saying, maybe Hayter returns, maybe just Camille. Monet's bodyguard. Maybe she attacks Baker. But yeah, Baker will lose by some sort of interference to give Monet the win. I think, yeah, because I don't think it's like Kay said. I think it's too soon to dethrone her. I think that would take a lot of the wind out of her sails right now. So yeah, just keep the belt on her for right now. I think. All right, so let's see. Okay, I said Mercedes. We all said Mercedes. That's right.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Up next, the AEW World Tag Team Title Triple Threat match, which may get a gimmick added to it, but it hasn't yet. So we got the Young Bucks of the Elite defending against former champions FTR and another former champion team, the Acclaimed. And yeah, Stephen Chambers also said, unfortunately, Mercedes retains. So yeah, everybody's thinking she retains. But back to the World Tag Team Title match. Kay, what do you think?
So as I mentioned, I'm taking some belts away from the Elite at All In, and this is the match where I do it. So going with the Acclaimed. I feel like they've got this momentum. They have this new edge, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's giving new life to them as a tag team. And I feel like they've gained a lot of stock in people's eyes as actual wrestlers. Like, not that people didn't view them as that before, but I just think they viewed them as like fun, silly, good wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But now they're like, we're gonna kick your ass good wrestlers, and I really appreciate that. But they still have their like fun spirit. I think they just did a really good job with this because when they first announced them for Blood and Guts, I was like, how the hell are they going to be in Blood and Guts? Like, have either of them ever bled before on AEW? You know, and I was hoping for scissors, and they used real scissors. I was just like, yes. So yeah, Acclaimed has my heart and my soul, and I'm going for them with all of my everything.
All right.
And if not them, then please FTR.
Oh, okay, so just the Young Bucks, anybody but the Young Bucks you're going for.
I'm picking them. They're my third choice.
Well, that's what I said. Logan saying, "Yo, are y'all doing TNA tonight?" We never do TNA. Nothing against it. Just we do so much AEW stuff. We don't have time to cover TNA. Yeah,
we did TNA once, or was that on someone else's show?
It was a pay-per-view.
We do the pay-per-views sometimes. Yeah. If we got like a free night and there's one on, sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the weekly shows, I've never seen one. I hate to tell you, Logan.
I have, but it was old TNA.
But yeah, I know they got some good wrestlers now, so good for you that you're watching it. Yeah, not us. Sorry.
We might be going to their show in November.
Yeah, they're coming to our town at a wrestling convention in November, so we may see TNA. All right, Wolf, your pick.
What is this? The 3-way tag title match?
Yeah.
Great. You guys know how much I'm not liking this match. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Boo, Wolf, boo.
If I could, I'd say nobody. I just want anyone else. But I know what's happening. I know what's gonna happen. Bucks are gonna retain.
Yeah, I agree with Wolf. Yeah,
Bucks lose it until Omega and Ibushi.
Yeah, right. I think that's what's happening. I think the Bucks retain, and I think something happens between FTR and the Acclaimed. That's the final straw. Maybe even the Acclaimed, maybe even beat down Billy Gunn, and they turn on him instead of him turning on them. And I think that causes an Acclaimed heel turn, and maybe FTR go to save Billy Gunn's ass.
You were all like, they're one of the biggest merchandise salespeople.
Well, I said
they would never do that.
Well, I said they shouldn't, but that doesn't mean they're not gonna do it.
Well, here's the thing.
That's a feeling I have. It could go that way. Like I said, if they're smart, they'll keep the Acclaimed faces because they are great merchandise sellers. A lot of people love them, but it feels like they're getting ready to turn heel to me. Yeah.
I disagree. And can I tell you why I think you're wrong? There's more than just about the Acclaim thing.
Okay.
So this is the second defense the Young Bucks have had of these titles in their reign, which started in April, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if the reason for that is true, that they have only a certain number of contract days where they can wrestle for the rest of the year left, Kenny is nowhere near ready to come back. Like, he is not even taking bumps yet in training, and he just started getting back in the ring to train, or training, whatever that entails, without taking bumps. So, like, why not put the belts on someone else that can actually defend it in the meantime, and then have them drop it back to the Bucks when Ibushi and Kenny are getting ready to actually make their return to the ring? Because all we're going to do is just tread water for like months if the Bucks retain them.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
That makes sense.
Unfortunately.
But that's the thing. We don't know how many dates the Bucks have. So maybe this couple-month vacation they took, maybe that makes it okay for them to be with the promotion for the whole rest of the year. We don't know. We don't know how many dates they have in that. So who knows?
I want the Acclaim to have the belts.
I hear you. I'm going for the Acclaimed, I think. Yeah. I've really been enjoying what they're doing recently.
I hate all of your ideas.
So I predict the Bucks, but I'm going for the Acclaimed. Yeah. All right.
So you and Wolf picked the Bucks. I'm trying to keep track for our belts purposes.
I'm keeping track.
Oh, okay. Well, you keep track.
Everyone. Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of time. We have a lot of agreement usually. We got a lot of different answers tonight. Like we said, this was a hard pay-per-view to pick. I think
I think the last pay-per-view, Wolf and I differed on 2, which is how he beat me. And Asa and I differed on 3, which is how he lost.
All right, so next we got the Casino Gauntlet match, and they're gonna have the winner gets an AEW World Title shot at an undisclosed time in the near future. So we only know 5 of the entrants. Orange
6.
Cassidy. Oh,
Well,
6.
well, one is I think spoiled, but it's like it was kind of obvious. It's Roddy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So Orange Cassidy, we know, is going to be one of the first 2 men in the match.
Yep.
The rest, we don't know when they're coming in. So we got Hangman Adam Page, former world champ, of course. We got Evil Uno of the Dark Order. We got Mark Briscoe, the Ring of Honor world champion of the conglomeration. We got Kyle O'Reilly of the conglomeration. And former international champ Roddy Strong from the Undisputed Kingdom. So yeah, we know 6 guys. Everybody's assuming there's going to be like at least like 20 guys in this match, including maybe some surprises. That Ricochet. A lot of people are saying, Ricochet is going to debut in this match. That would be awesome. I don't know.
I think Oku might be in the match just as like a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's a British wrestler.
He's the British champion, isn't he? Is he
Yeah.
the Rev Pro champ?
I don't know. I don't know.
So I think that was the match that well, maybe not. No, I'm thinking of something. Never mind. Oh, my bad. I don't want to speak out of turn.
All right. So and then we can just throw out some wild guesses, based on people who weren't on the card. Like I think Okada may be in this match. Speaking of which, we usually do the t-shirt check. We didn't do one tonight. Kay does not have a wrestling shirt on. Wolf,
Sorry.
you got a wrestling shirt on? What do we got?
AEW shirt.
Your what?
My only
Better than
AEW shirt. Better than
better than you, and you know it. Awesome. I've got
it's better than you, baby. But
better than you, baby. I'm sorry. I've got this awesome Okada shirt.
Sorry, I'm still wearing my school clothes. Today was me wishing Halloween would get here faster. So I have googly-eyed skull earrings and was wearing an orange sweater with my black outfit. Yeah.
Halloween season for me starts like September 1st. Stroke of midnight, September 1st.
We have an agreement that September 1st is when we're allowed to start putting decorations outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
We resist the urge till then.
Or I usually say after Labor Day.
Yeah, and then I refuse and say after.
Well, we'll see. We like to decorate our house for Halloween. And for No Bones About Wrestling, one thing that comes with the spooky season, we're going to do watch-alongs of several old WCW Halloween Havoc pay-per-views. Wolf, we would love to have you with us for those. That'll be September and October. So
I'm going to say something that I want to have happen because if I say it, then maybe it will happen.
What?
We're also going to do horror movies featuring wrestlers.
Right.
Watch-alongs.
A couple of those, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Casino Gauntlet match. Back to the match. Wolf, who you got winning?
Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking long and hard for this.
Well, here, maybe we can go to Kay. Do you know?
I was just like, oh, while he's thinking, I can while he's talking, I can write down some notes.
So
No, I have picks. I'm just. So I think that if Ricochet shows up, Ricochet's winning. If Ricochet doesn't show up, I think Adam Page is winning. Someone else that I think might make an appearance besides Oku, I'm really hoping Jimmy Havoc shows up.
Huh.
Because he's British. He's like year 1 or 2 AEW. I'm hoping he's like healthy and sober and.
Yeah, I think maybe there was something more to his departure from the company.
Oh.
I think it might have had to do with women.
Oh.
I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't want to. I just feel like I read that, so the accusations could have been just allegedly.
Mm-hmm. But don't take
and someone may not have even accused him of that. You know how the fucking internet is. People say whatever they want. but I do think I heard that when at some point when he was released. But we'll look into that because I like Jimmy
That
Havoc.
was my good idea, but I mean, I didn't think he was going to win it, but I just thought, for showing up.
Jimmy Havoc was awesome in the early days of AEW. One of my favorites. So who are you picking? Pick one person.
I can't pick two based on if one shows up or not.
No, one man's going to win. Pick him.
Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page. All right. Wolf, who you got?
I'm a little torn between like a few choices. Hold on, give me this.
Well, here, I'm gonna say mine then while you're looking.
Yep.
I feel like maybe they're gonna say the winner gets the world title shot like at All Out in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
No, I don't know. It feels like they would be skipping the line because Darby has a world title shot on September 25th. But we'll see. Whatever. Tony Khan can do whatever he wants. So I feel like they might say winner gets the title shot in 2 weeks at All Out, and I think that man is going to be Adam Page. And now, if Ricochet is in it, I think there's a very good chance he's going to win. But again, if he's not, and the guy who I'm going to pick is Adam Page, yeah.
Okay, well, if the time has come,
Yeah.
there's no
All
more
right,
delay.
all right.
Made a prediction.
Okay. I'll say Ricochet.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I'm only not saying Hangman because what's it called?
You want to give me my belt back?
But
Because I don't think because main event I don't think Swerve's winning.
okay, all right. I see. Let's see. Got 3 more matches here. AEW American title. What I expect is going to be the best match on the show. MJF defends the belt against Will Ospreay in a rematch. They just had a classic match a month ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah,
Something like that. So yeah, this one I think a lot of people expect is going to be the match of the night. So Kay, who you got?
I have Will Ospreay. MJF can move on to bigger and better feuds. I have really enjoyed this feud. I just feel like it's time to move on, and it's ending in England. Ospreay's from there. Give him a win. Give him a belt. Bring back the international title.
I like the American title, but yeah, if they're going to be serious about it, like they have to rename it the international title. Yeah, they can't.
Plus, they intentionally made the belt hideous.
I kind of like it.
Of course you do, because you like things that are sometimes quite hideous.
I like it.
Like the second time I ever saw Asa in person, he was wearing an American flag tie. And one of my coworkers saw him and he was like, "Is he wearing that ironically?" And I was like, "I really don't think so." And I was right.
So Wolf,
my turn. Yeah, Ospreay. What's it called? There's been reports that they want Ospreay to continue elevating the international title, pun intended. And also Pac is next for the international title for All Out. So I think Ospreay and Pac is a actual money match. And honestly, if the world title is not on the All Out card, Ospreay and Pac is your main event. I would say Ospreay and Pac is main event, unless they do something really crazy for Swerve and Hangman. But I would say Ospreay Pac could be your main event. I also think Garcia might return and cost MJF.
Yeah.
Then at All Out, you probably get Garcia and MJF.
So you think if Garcia returns, you think that's a sure sign he's staying?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it means he's for sure.
Yeah, because they pulled him off of TV so he could think about it. They're not going to put him back on TV if he's decided to leave.
Well, just that's the rumor why they pulled him off TV. We don't fucking know.
Well, yeah. I mean, Wrestling Observer is fairly reliable.
Wrestling Observer is usually reliable.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be the best time, especially if they want to run. If Garcia's decided to stay, and it would be the best time for Garcia to show up at All In.
Yeah, no, I love your idea, and I love the idea of him facing MJF at All Out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen, but yeah, it's a good idea for sure.
Why not?
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm picking Will Ospreay. They gave MJF the win in that hard fought match on Dynamite weeks ago, and now they're heading to England for the rematch at the biggest show of the year, and for a man who would restore the belt to its actual title. I just feel like everything is on Ospreay's side for him to win. I could see them just totally swerving this 50,000 people crowd and giving MJF the win. So I'm like 60-40 on this one, but I'm gonna go with Ospreay winning the international belt for the second time.
That's fine.
All right, two more. We got the AEW Women's World Title match. A match that's been building for several months now. We got the champion Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm, who's been on quite a roll, and her protege, maybe we'll call her. I don't know, former protege, the Glamour Mariah May. So I'll ask Wolf first. Who do you think's coming out of there with the women's title?
Mariah. Yeah, without question, Mariah. I think it's time for Tony to lose the belt, and they seem to be reportedly liking Mariah, so I don't see why Mariah would lose.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, I just forgot. Also because I don't know who else would face Tony if she wins. There's like no one left.
Yeah, true. Harley Cameron. Bill.
Oh God.
I don't know. That's yeah. Okay, what do you think?
So I have a question.
Okay.
I have Tony winning.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I looked at in deciding this. I went to Cage Match and I pulled up Mariah's match history in AEW, and like she hasn't fought anyone big. Like to give her the belt at Wembley, like yeah, she's British, I get that, and they gave it to Saraya at Wembley, and so like they do stupid things with the belt at Wembley if you're British. But like she's had fewer big name matches than like any woman on AEW almost,
Yeah.
And a lot of the ones that she did have with bigger names, she either lost or they were tag matches, or they were tag matches and she still lost. So yeah, I don't want them to. So part of it is that, but mainly it was when I saw who she's fought and who she's beat. It's like all jobbers, with maybe I think like one exception. Maybe I can't remember who, but she lost to Thunder Rosa. She lost to Deonna Purrazzo. I think she might have even lost to Serena Deeb. Like I don't feel like she's there yet. And yeah, I love this feud, but I want Tony to come out victorious because I love her. And I'm not ready for the timeless gimmick to be over. And I don't think necessarily like if Mariah wins, it would be over. But I think it would lose some of the like steam.
The luster.
Yeah. So I got Tony.
Man, you almost convinced me, but I picked. This is another tough one. I could see this going either way for sure. I picked Mariah May to win the belt. It just feels like that's what they're gonna do. Now, personally, I want Tony to keep it. Also, bless you.
Thank you.
I don't think the gimmick has run its course. I think it's still pretty clever and funny. Even just what she did on Dynamite this
Mhm.
past week, that little clip was pretty funny stuff.
That was
And
pretty
she's been doing great wrestling on Collision, excuse me. And she's been doing great at wrestling. She's been on a
Yeah.
roll of having some really good matches with whoever they put up against her. All that being said, in favor of Tony, I still think I feel like Mariah May is winning the belt though. Yeah.
Part of the other reason I'm picking Tony is because I feel like they are making it like horribly obvious that they are going to give the belt to Mariah.
Yeah.
So I'm just really hoping for a swerve here. And there's your segue.
Yes. Swerve, you mean like world champion Swerve Strickland?
Yes, I do.
So for the main event, we have a title versus career match. Swerve Strickland puts up the AEW World Title. If he loses the belt. Brian Danielson, if he loses, he says he will never wrestle again. Now, of course, we know that in wrestling, retirements are meaningless. So who fucking knows? I mean, this is a complete toss up. And then Brian Danielson is saying he's having neck surgery before the end of the year, but who knows if that's kayfabe or true? Who knows with this match? So, Kay, why don't you start?
I don't want to start.
No, all right, Wolf, why don't you start?
I just wanted to say, just as a funny thing, yeah, retirements in wrestling don't are like meaningless unless your name is John Cena. Because yeah, Cena said he's not going to. He's like committing to retirement, like for good.
Everybody says that. Brett Favre said that.
Yeah, but he's like
All
he'll
wrestlers
like
say that.
only
Yeah.
show up in his suit from now on. So it's like, okay, I don't think. For me, yeah, I feel like Brian has been such an asset to AEW. I think Tony definitely can see that, and Tony knows that, and I think it is time for Brian to become world champion one last time. I think Brian Danielson beats Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship.
So, Swerve's reign would be then what for 5.5 months about?
Roughly something, or maybe like 4 months. Let's see, April 21st.
Yeah, at what was it called? Dynasty? Was that?
Yeah, it was Dynasty.
All right, Kay.
Okay, so here's what I think. I think no matter who wins, Swerve is keeping the belt. So my two thoughts that I keep going back and forth between is that Hangman's going to come out and attack Danielson. So Danielson beats Swerve by DQ, but then Swerve gets the belt still so that at All Out, he can face Swerve for the AEW championship, but Danielson doesn't have to stop wrestling.
Wow, that sounds like a very possible ending. At a show this big, though, that feels like it feels like it might not go over well with the crowd.
Which is why I changed my pick to Swerve just winning. So that was like I like to write in pencil so I can change my mind. I must have erased this line on my little index card like a million times, just going back and forth, circling both sides.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to think of like all the paths to get there somehow, where Danielson can keep his career and Swerve can keep the belt. Because I would like to see Danielson and Nigel McGuinness wrestle at WrestleDream. But like you said, it's wrestling. Danielson's going to retire forever, and then he'll be back at some point, you know?
Right.
Plus, like, I really do believe Danielson from before this month, when every time he was asked ever, he has said that he does not want a belt in AEW. I feel like he just kind of had to go against that now, so that this match seemed plausible. Like that could go either way. But then they did a really good job, and they actually convinced me that it might go either way. So
Well, now I don't even remember who the fuck you picked. Who'd you pick?
I picked Swerve
Okay.
to win because I don't think they'll do a questionable, shitty ending
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
right. I got you. All right. I picked Swerve also. Because like I said, Danielson said this is his last year on a full-time wrestling schedule. And he said, he wants to have matches kind of sporadically, just handpick his opponents, do a couple matches a year from here on out. So I'm assuming that's still what's going to happen, and that gives him just enough time to retire for 7 months,
Mhm.
8 months, whatever, and end up coming back somehow. However, I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many fucking wrestlers I've seen retire, be forced into retirement, this, that, and the other, and they all come back. So I don't think Bryan Danielson is any exception. I think Swerve keeps the belt and heads to All Out.
I was just gonna add, I think it was this week's Dynamite when they did the Nigel McGuinness moderating Danielson and Swerve talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something recent. Swerve said you're gonna retire, and if I see you back in a wrestling ring, I'm gonna be there to remind you that you don't belong there anymore, basically. And so I think that's a great way for him to come back and have Swerve show up and be his first fight back after he breaks his retirement oath,
Mm-hmm.
Be a good way to run it back.
Yeah, I mean, he went as far. I was thinking there was a chance of Swerve winning, but then, they've now started having Swerve talk about Brian's family. I'm like, oh no, that's like a metaphorical death sentence right there. The moment you talk about someone else's family, you're most likely losing.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Danielson could come back in next year. Come back in. Kind of return on television and goad Swerve into a match, saying, "If I win, I get to wrestle again, and if you win, whatever, we'll come up with something." But maybe even something like that happening. But yeah, I don't think whatever happens in that match, I don't think Danielson is done with wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
If Brian wins on Sunday, it would be Swerve would have 126 days reign.
Not too bad.
Pretty
They
good.
may be doing a longer reign with him. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like his days are kind of coming to an end. Like I said, I'm kind of feeling Darby Allin winning it at Grand Slam.
Yeah, I think Swerve is most likely going to win it back, but I think they're going to give Brian his moment, and then they might use Brian to put Darby over and give him the belt, and then maybe wrestle during that we have Darby Swerve as our main event.
Yeah, it could go that way. Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. We're just at an hour. Good timing. Good. Yeah, good show timing. So yeah, y'all, all in. Our predictions are all in now.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we will be watching the show along with you on Sunday. I guess we'll probably do the 0 hour starting at 11 a.m. Are we doing that?
Let's do 12 a.m.
You mean p.m.?
I mean p.m.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
We'll post it on X. We'll definitely be there at 1 o'clock when the pay-per-view starts, though. But we'll decide how much of the 0 hour we're actually gonna.
Well, you can do
cover.
it. You and Wolf can do 11 a.m. and
Yeah.
I will save my phone battery for the actual pay-per-view.
Makes sense. All right, we may do that. But yeah, so make sure to watch along wherever you're watching this. If you're listening to the no, we don't do an audio version of this.
Yes,
No,
we do.
so we do of
Normally.
this. Oh yeah, we do.
Except I forgot to bring my computer home. So.
We do. So yeah, if you're listening to this, just go to either YouTube, K Fabulous's Twitch, or our X account, and the YouTube link is on the X account. Or you can go to www.nobonesabout.com. That has links to everything we've done.
Yeah, and tomorrow the audio version of this and AEW Weekly for this week, because I don't think that's been up yet either, will get posted tomorrow.
What else we got coming up? Collision. We're gonna do a Collision watch along Saturday night at 7:55, and like I said, then Sunday morning. I guess we're gonna shoot for 11 a.m. and we'll be there for All In.
Mhm.
Can't wait. Looks like a great show.
If you have any All In themed snack suggestions, we're vegetarian, so keep that in mind. But we're open to I like themed party foods. And this is like the biggest event for AEW of the year, and so I feel like we need big snacks. So if you have any punny AEW snack ideas, send them to us on X, either at Asa at No Bones Wrestling or at me at KFabulous80.
There you go. Vegetarian wrestling inspired snacks.
Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications so that way when we do go live on Sunday, whatever that time may be, probably 11, you can just get a notification and click and join us because it's going to be awesome.
Mhm.
I will be yelling at the television a lot, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, like you said, a lot of these matches are real toss ups. Which, man, that's a change from most AEW pay-per-views. We're very good at predicting the card. They're very predictable. This one I don't feel that way.
There is one match that I feel sure of, and that is it.
What's
That's
that?
crazy. The Monet match, like I'm like without a doubt, I think she's winning. But the rest of them, like I really could see you making an argument either way for almost everything else.
Before we go here, we have Seyi Oganubi. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. He says Hangman Adam Page is going to cost Swerve the title. That may be a way. Also,
Yeah.
that Danielson wins. Yeah, or like we were saying, maybe Page. He comes in and hits Swerve, and so Swerve wins, and then Danielson loses, or maybe Hangman just comes in and attacks Danielson so he can win, and Swerve not keep the title. I think whatever we're saying, it seems like we all think Hangman Page is going to be involved in this match, right?
Yeah.
Wolf, yeah.
Yeah. Hangman's going to be involved. Yeah.
All right.
Which is gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, I love Hangman. He's doing really great work with his character right
Mhm.
now, and a little thing you'll know, and he's a heel who believes in what he's doing. He believes what he's doing is right, but he's not being right about it. And just a little thing that they do that makes a little bit of difference. He still comes out of the face's tunnel. If you notice that, he doesn't come out of the heel's tunnel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he still thinks
Yeah.
he's a face,
I like that.
but he's a heel. One thing before we leave, Seyi Oganubi also saying, have to remember he still has something against Swerve, and he's not going to stop until he gets it. He's going to make Swerve lose everything. Remember, he said that.
That was very true.
Very good point.
Mhm.
Very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, the chickens may be coming home to roost on Saturday, as they say. So we'll see. But yeah, like our videos, subscribe,
Mhm.
look at our X accounts, go back. You can watch some of our older videos on here. We do
Yeah.
pay-per-view watch-alongs, things like that. A couple movie watch-alongs we've done.
Lots of like retro watch-alongs.
Yeah. A bunch of retro watch-alongs.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you to the people that joined us in the chat. We love to hear what you guys think because the three of us talk a lot to each other, and so it's nice to hear other people's opinions.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks and
Yeah.
keep it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love talking to you. And yeah, all that being said,
Mhm.
thanks for watching, and we will see you Saturday night for Collision at 7:55. And as Mick Foley would say, have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.